Hello, 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 and welcome everyone to Spartan TV. This is the 2015 Netrunner Regional Championship for Malaysia held at Spartan Games Arena. This is the top eight game, second game of the top eight Swiss rounds. Is it Swiss rounds?
No, this is top 8. This is top 8.
Top eight. Sorry,
Yeah.
the confusion. I am Richard.
And this is Brandon here.
Yep, and we'll be your host for this game. And so we have Jeff playing on the left as Neurov Hub, and we have Sheen playing on the right as the runner Kate.
Yeah, this is like the triple playmat edition here.
Yeah, because the Netrunner rules say you can include 3 copies of the
Of
each
the playmat.
Yeah, 3 copies of the playmat in your game area. So Sheen's making use of that.
Yeah, you should make that a rule, right? I mean, because
Everyone's running singletons, so it's not that good, not so consistent.
yeah, you got to have consistency when you play out those playmats.
Yep. So Reina Rohan needs to get arrested 3 times.
Yeah, you need to really attach some rarity towards playmats, give them some value, because I think so many of us just have tons of playmats going around. So
And not as many as the Adonis campaigns going around.
yeah, let's stick 3 playmats or into your bag or into your playlist every time you go playing Netrunner. That's a good idea.
So we got a pretty decent start for both players here. So we got an install, and H1 for the corp. Sorry, now it's the second turn already. And Sheen has got that professional contacts out running early, and as prepaid kit, which is the only kit that you should run, it's going pretty well.
Yeah, you gotta really wonder exactly, how many times you really see Kit and NEH go up against each other because they're so popular IDs.
Especially in this regional tournament, these were the 2 most popular IDs.
Yeah, both decks offer a really good consistency, and they're up there as tier 1 decks for a really good reason.
So I think Jeff is moneying all the way up, and he's getting his economy running, while it's the same for Sheen. He's got those double SMC, so he's really secure in terms of program tutoring.
Yeah, professional contacts, you really want to see it early, so it's going to get Sheen some really good economy.
He's got a very strong start here with the SMCs out, and he's drew 3 of his SMCs within the first few turns. He's got the professional contacts out, and you got the Astrolabe, which you absolutely want against Neurov Hub.
Yeah, I got to wonder, exactly how much options that Sheen actually has over here. I mean, the Astrolabe, Proco, SMC's out, he should be running pretty soon already.
He needs to get his money.
Yeah,
he needs to get tons more money.
Just get free cards and free money anyway, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, so exactly what sort of place do you think that Jeff really needs to go here? I mean, we already know that he's already running a butcher shop, right? So what really happens with prepaid kit is that if you just let them get out too early, set up too fast, then the corp is pretty much screwed on almost all fronts.
Well, Kate has very good setup right here. She got the same old thing. She's got the clot out in order to block that fast advance. She's got 2 SMCs, so she's ready for anything.
Yeah.
All she needs is money right now, because there are only 2 eyes.
Right.
There are only 2 eyes out, so she's able to deal with everything, but she needs to keep pace in terms of money, which is not difficult considering professional contacts, as we said time and time again.
Yeah, you got even some versions of Butcher Shop that even just has like 1 copy of the sea sauce. But
just to deal with the runner being able to fight the mid-season traces and things like that.
Yeah, unless you really get the plus crit out, it's pretty difficult to actually work against the Butcher Shop tempo.
It's funny when the moment Neurov Hub was introduced, plus crit came way back into the game in a big way, and especially someone like Kate. She definitely sees a benefit to play to packing at least 1 or 2 plus crits in her deck, because I think Kate doesn't deal too well with damage if she loses too many significant pieces in her hand, although the tutoring is fine.
Yeah, and I think probably that's what exactly Sheen is actually pretty much having to draw up right now, right? I mean, double scotch is just way too easy to play for NEH right now at the moment. I mean, you get a free card every time you make a new remote. So.
And he laid down that early plus 3 carapace, which is always very nice.
Yeah, I mean, you hear a lot of, IDs or deck lists, which is like good stuff Arnak or like good stuff Shaper, right? But for NEH, the good stuff is inside the ID itself. It's built in there. I mean, you're never not going to make a remote.
I like how you ignored good stuff criminal because that's a joke in itself.
It's mediocre stuff, I would say. Right now as it is. I mean, it's not bad, right? But it just couldn't keep up. It couldn't keep up with the other green and red deck lists.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
So he's triggered Sansan to fast advance Astro Script. It's not something that is really ideal. Because not really ideal on the runner side because they don't ever want to see a Sansan out. It can threaten so much with that one token.
Yeah, I mean, right now is probably the best time to do it because the clock was pushed earlier on already, right? So there's no clone chip out. So good timing by Jeff over there. It's pretty good timing.
It's funny how we don't really see that many Wayland kill decks anymore. Although every Wayland deck should essentially be a kill deck.
NBN does it better.
Yeah,
because
why
play
the
Wayland,
difficulty right? I think the difficulty is in the tagging process itself.
Yeah. This Wayland needs some good eyes that can tag the runner, or at least some operation, some card.
So, what is your opinion right now? Where does Wayland stand among the 4? Do you consider it the weakest?
It is definitely the weakest. Wayland was what HB was in HB's earlier days because. Let's give a brief rundown on what the factions do best, right? I mean, MBN can essentially go fast advance or it can kill. Jinteki can kill with net or it can go glacier. HB can go fast advance or it can go glacier. Wayland has advanceable ice.
But I've always loved that classic playstyle of the super modernism decks.
Yeah, but super modernism is the variance is pretty high for that, right? And Wayland has got a mechanic which you don't really want to see too much of, which is bad publicity. So Wayland is trying to go in too many directions, I think.
Hey, but the joke's on Valencia, right? Because Valencia doesn't get Valencia. I mean, like playing against Grindel, Valencia doesn't get that extra bad pop.
Yeah.
So the joke's on her, right?
Yeah. If every one of you runners are playing Valencia, sure, I'll bring up my Grendel deck, right? But man, it's. I mean, Wayland is pretty much like what Criminal is right now. You got to wonder if FFG is actually purposely doing this. You just make sure that one faction is like lagging behind.
Well, I somehow feel it's not always because of certain cards. I think it's only because of certain cards, not so much the ID problems, but some cards are just so strong in, it's like Global Food Initiative introduction really strengthen HB in a way that so many other identities and so many other factions couldn't make use of.
Yeah, but Global Food makes every deck better.
At the cost of influence, of course. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, at the cost of one influence, right? And that's why it's properly costed, because it's essentially pretty much a free project build for any deck. And speaking of project build, by the way,
it's Sheen's first score of the game, and he's scoring with pretty healthy economy, so it's fine. And these are kind of bluffs that you don't really want to make as NBN when you're playing the shell game.
Yeah, his Sheen is actually pretty much in a really good spot right now because you really want to get your economic up as fast as possible against butcher shop decks. He's got a plus screen on the table, so if there's any time for him to just keep running, it's gonna be now.
Yes, and I like how Data Raven is now a staple in so many and in all the NBN kill decks, because for the longest time we never actually saw Data Raven go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I think the release of Gutenberg actually mostly just helped Data Raven, because before this, all you had to reliably tag the runner was Data Raven.
Oh, those scientist eyes are just so
good,
mean.
Right? Yeah, they're so
mean.
good. They're so good. Even Turing is seeing play nowadays, thanks to Faust. So there's nothing wrong in actually playing any of those scientist eyes.
Although, of course, in the talking about the scientist eyes, Wayland gets the shot out of the stick again.
It's still not bad. I mean, I would take Marumati.
I would use Marumati in faction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good ice, you know. I mean, it just costs one more than the ice wall, and you just get like 4 strength on top of HQ. I wouldn't mind putting in 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
So Jeff is securing his Sun behind 2 ice there, which allows him a lot of leverage to quick score as long as he gets the agendas.
That's right. The one problem that you mostly have when the runner actually has got a plus crit out is that it just reduces the options you have in order to kill the runner as Butcher Shop.
But that being said, Butcher Shop excels at creating very odd windows for the runner to try to squeeze through in order to get their agendas.
Right.
And of course, I think this game was this tournament was conducted before Old Hollywood's release.
Yep, that's right.
And so we didn't see and so there was no film critic, and NEH didn't have to deal with that, which explains the rampancy of Near Hub during this tournament.
Yeah, this is the last tournament that we actually had before film critics started coming out. But hardly anyone even packs film critic when it's out anyway.
I think it's a safety pack. I think I just strictly think it's a safety pack.
Yeah, you see like people just put like at most 1 or 2, right? And not even everyone picks. There's so many decks out there that have 0 film critics because they still feel that plus crit is better.
Is film critic unique?
Yeah, no, it is not.
So
you can have 2 out.
So Ian's gonna have a field day. If Ian ever has a day in his Sun.
Yeah. That might be good, I guess, but yeah, for such a good card, I think our local Malaysian meta doesn't really actually put that much emphasis on the critic itself.
But film critic is
it's a good card.
It's a very well designed card. I really like I was really impressed by the maturity of the card's design, because it deals with a problem without being too overpowered. It doesn't really have much use outside effects other than those that are triggered based on agenda access or score.
But those are popular cards.
Yeah, those are popular cards.
Yeah. You know, but it works against Butcher Shop. It works against NAPD, Future Perfect, Fetal AI. It's too good.
So we see Jeff scores a breaking news.
Yeah, he left that there for 1 round actually, so that he could just.
So he gets an auto score at the start of his turn.
Yeah.
And now he's going for the kill.
Yep.
Can he kill through that blast crit now?
Oh, well, obviously he can, right? I mean,
obviously he can.
No one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done his calculations, so he's just
gonna
going for it.
Yeah, triple scorch.
Triple scorch, or maybe a scorch and traffic accident.
Yeah, but I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion right now.
Yeah.
It's easy enough. Yeah, he's just gonna play another one.
Scorch and blast crit goes, and we finish off with the traffic accident.
Yeah, man, 17 influence on NEH, man, that's so high. I think
on the one hand, we complain about some identities not having enough influence, like Next Design, like Grindel,
Kid. Yeah, Kid's a runner though, I know.
Yeah, but still the complaint goes to her. But then you have things like NEH and Titan having the extra, which is a little unfair in some circumstances.
A little. Some people say it's a lot. I guess it really depends exactly on how badly you get affected by it.
Of course, there is a quick fix to that right now, which is I think during New Year's Eve, FFG announced the most wanted list.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, which significantly nerfs some of the very prominent cards we've seen.
It affects both the decks that we have seen being played right now, actually.
Yeah, these two very, for lack of a better word, super meta decks.
Yes, they do, actually.
Okay, and so that's game 2 of the top 8, and the game goes to Jeff, playing a pretty mean NEH Scorch deck. And so, Sheen drops to the losers bracket, I suppose?
I think Sheen... this is game 2. I got kicked out of the top 8 the same moment that Sheen did. So, I think Jeff continues on. I think this is the losers bracket. So Sheen goes out and I go up with him as well. And Jeff continues on into the losers bracket.
Well, Sheen got his money's worth. Those triple playmats doing their job right there.
Oh yeah. I mean,
So much swag.
three regionals playmats, auto include. Put it in there, and you definitely get the top 8.
Mm-hmm.
But after the top 8, it's entirely up to your own efforts.
Alright, guys. This has been Richard.
Brandon here.
And we are out.
Playmats are so good.
See ya.
Uh-huh.